Whether you're golfing around or playing a round of golf, IHEART USA has you covered with the most stylish hats and creative designs in the game. Our headwear showcases this year's Majors logos, special collections commemorating golf legend Arnold Palmer and his iconic umbrella logo, and extensive Jack Nicklaus Golden Bear collection, lifestyle and collegiate headwear. IHEART is offering you a discount on the best headwear in the game. Visit www.IHEARTUSAshop.com and use promo code AROUND20 for a 20% off discount on your first purchase. That's AROUND20 at www.IHEARTUSAshop.com.
Gettysburg's history has had a dramatic impact on how we see our country and ourselves. These hallowed battlefields, legendary landmarks, and powerful memorials tell our story like nowhere else can, as a profound, inspired, personal experience. There has never been a better, more meaningful time to visit Gettysburg. Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. For the people.
Golfin Around is sponsored by Team USA versus Team Scotland Amateur Golf Championships. You could be playing in St. Andrews next year. Log on to www.usascotlandgolf.com, usascotlandgolf.com. Ahead! Golf hats and golf apparel. Feel the fabric. Super Stroke grips. Use the grip of the pros. Squares golf shoes. The world's greatest golf shoe. Destination Gettysburg.
Down the fairway. Then it started to slice just a smidge offline. It headed for two, but it bounced off. As long as you're still in the state, you're okay.
Hello and welcome to Steelers Chalk Talk. Sorry, wrong radio show. You know, my ankles are taped up. My wrists are taped up. I got my helmet on. I got my mouthpiece in. And black junk, whatever it is, you put under your eyes for football season. Getting a little fired up for my beloved Pittsburgh Steelers. But you know what? It's only August, sweetheart. It's only August. It's still golf season. Yeah, man, I'll be swinging sticks until, well, I can't. Might even start the Chili Open this year, you know. Go play in the snow and eat some chili and raise money for charity. Hey, it is the Golfin Around Radio Hour. I am your host, Randy the Tank Tantlinger. I can't believe it's almost September, Labor Day. Came from the gym this morning. The kids, well, they were heading to school, getting ready to go learn something, go to gymnasium class. Go see the lunch lady. It's Pizza Friday at most schools. You know, you get pizza on Friday if you behaved. If you don't, well, you got a lump of oatmeal. Or like Oliver, you may I have some more porridge, sir? It is a lovely time of year, but it is still summer. As I always say, look, just because your kids go back to school doesn't mean my summer is over, man. September is the best month of summer. So we got plenty of golf to talk about up until the Steelers kick off the regular season down in hot Atlanta. Yeah, hot Atlanta. I'm sure Ben Roethlisberger could give a hoots and holler about training camp and the Lurs. He's got a place down at Reynolds Lake Oconee, which if you've never been to Reynolds Lake Oconee in Georgia, it is golf paradise. They just keep building more and more tremendous golf properties there. Home to a Ritz-Carlton. Been there several times, filmed. Go check it out at Reynolds Lake Oconee. And maybe you run into old Bruce Arians and Ben Roethlisberger and you go, hey, will you sign my golf ball for me, Ben? And he'll just look at you and go, no. Much like Arnold Palmer, I don't sign golf balls. You moron. Hey, you know, I want you to do something for yourself. Discovering new golf properties, new golf courses is one of my favorite things. I know it is one of yours too. all golfers say to themselves, hey, have you played, have you played Pine Valley? No. Hey, have you played Seminole? No. Have you played Oakmont? No. Have you played Bethpage? No. The courses you can't get onto. But I promise you, there are so many golf courses to discover. And you can say to your friends, hey, have you played Craguns Golf Resort courses, 2 of them, and much more, in Brainerd, Minnesota? And they'll go, no, never heard of it. Then you'll have a one-upsman. Everybody likes the one-upman, right? Discover a great golf destination to find, talk about, brag about. You mean you haven't been to Craguns in Brainerd, Minnesota? Well, let me tell you all about it, my friend. Robert Trent Jones, Tom Lehman, you know those names. Well, how do I even describe this golf paradise in Brainerd, Minnesota? And that's how I feel this week on the Golfin Around Radio Hour. But instead of being all cocky about it, like I one-upping you, that's not what my purpose here. As the official electronic town crier of golf in the 21st century. That's a hell of a moniker, isn't it? I just gave myself. I want to announce to you, the golfing world, my new discovery. Well, actually, my new love, my new passion. Craguns, Craguns. Just go to Craguns, Craguns.com, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Pretty soon you'll be able to go to our Golfin Around Facebook page and YouTube page and see some videos I shot. Let me start with this. First of all, get on a plane or drive up to Minnesota. Never been there. Guess what? It's gorgeous. It's the land of Garrison Keillor. 5 points to you people that know. It is beautiful. It is peaceful. You fly into Minneapolis, Minnesota. It's about a 2-hour drive north, but you're going to enjoy the drive because you're going to enjoy driving in Minnesota, especially around Brainerd and Craguns. Nobody tailgates you. Everybody is nice in Brainerd, Minnesota. Everybody is polite. Everybody has a smile on their face. Doesn't that sound wonderful to you, considering how things are these days? I mean, Americana lives in Brainerd at Craguns Golf Resort. Who's the guy that used to do all the wonderful Americana paintings? Norman Rockwell. This is what the feeling in Brainerd, Minnesota at the Craguns Golf Resort will give you. A feeling of, I think Norman Rockwell probably lived here and got his inspirations. Everybody's really nice. Everybody but me. I had to give him the old Don Rickles up there in Brainerd. They're such nice people. I had to give him the Don Rickles routine, throwing out some insults with some love and tenderness and sugar, just as my way of saying hello. If you listen to the show enough, I'm nothing but a big cuddly teddy bear who likes to have fun, and mostly poke fun at myself is what I do. But the wonderful, wonderful people in Brainerd, everyone I met, everyone was just wonderful, friendly, open the conversation. It's a lost art in America these days, especially with the kids, with the cell phone nonsense and the YouTube and the giggles and the Googles and the X's and the O's and the Twitters and the everything else. Parents, make your kids put the cell phone down. Teach them how to speak to other people. Speaking. It begins with listening, then speaking. A fool talks, a wise man speaks, I was once told. Go to Brainerd, Minnesota, 2 hours north of Minneapolis, and you're going to discover a golf paradise like I did this week. So with all that said, I want to tell you why it's a golf paradise. First of all, It's nestled around Stevens and Gull Lake. The lake life. Yeah, it is in abundance because everything around the lake focuses on lake life. You know, we had a tremendous Gull Lake cruise one evening. It was our last evening in Brainerd at the Craguns Golf Resort. Barbecue and ribs and cold Tito's vodka with some friends and cigars. I don't think I've been that relaxed all summer long. I've been on the hamster wheel all summer long like you have, taking the kids here, planning vacation, trying to get around to Golfin. Go to Craguns Golf Resort. Get on the Gull Lake cruise boat, man. It's great. It's like one of those double-decker things. If you're in Pittsburgh, it's the tantamount to the Gateway Clipper fleet. Upper deck gives you full panoramas of the beautiful area on Gull Lake there in Brainerd. Dinner served. Bar on both decks, which appealed to the old tanker here. And the great thing is I was allowed to smoke my Macanudo cigar. Always save the good ones for the last couple days of a golf adventure. And just sit on the back of the boat and watch the evening and the sun go down and talk with some new golf friends up there in Craguns Golf Resort in Brainerd, Minnesota. Hey, you're listening to Golfin Around Radio Hour with Randy the Tank Tantlinger, here every Saturday morning. Yes, I am. Well, actually, I record the show, send it to the people there at Fox Sports Net Wheeling-Pittsburgh 103.9 FM. And so actually, about this time, either I'm getting home from the gym or I am heading out to enjoy the weekend. Look, I really, really, really want to endorse Craguns Golf Resort in Brainerd, Minnesota. It is a tremendous facility. It is a wonderful facility. And the nice thing is, they are growing right now. They are growing in a very positive way. They are redesigning golf holes. They are building new nines. They have a professional golf tour. And we're going to talk all about that on Golfin Around this week. But I want you to go to Craguns.com. That's Craguns.com. And you'll see what I'm talking about. Again, the lake life at Craguns is what it's all about. I mean, how can you be stressed out looking at a beautiful, beautiful glacier lake like Gull Lake and Stevens Lake? You can't. You can't. The world will melt away. I didn't watch one bit of television this week. I had the Frank Sinatra, the Dean Martin going. The guys I was golfing with, they're like, that's really relaxing. It's slowing down my swing. Hey, who doesn't like Dean Martin? Huh? In fact, if you don't like Dean Martin from Steubenville, Ohio, hang up the phone right now. I have nothing more to say to you. But the lake life is the centerpiece at Craguns Resort. And what makes it really, really inspiring is the golf that uses Gull Lake in Brainerd, Minnesota as the backdrop and into play at many times. They've got some great golf packages. Tim, the sales manager up there, he's glad to bring your group up there. And here's the real testament. The first night we were there, we checked into a beautiful, well, I won't call it a condo. It was a house, 5-bedroom. And right there, baby, one of their best holes, number 11, on the Tom Lehman 18 course. I saw a group of guys golfing, and the sun was just going down. It was a Sunday night, my favorite time to golf. So I grabbed my white wine and my cigar in hand and went out and said, hey, I'm Tank from Pittsburgh. How are you? And learned about the guys. They were great guys. Here's the testament. They have been coming to Craguns Golf Resort in Brainerd, Minnesota for 20 years in a row. And they're from Wisconsin. They're not even Minnesotans. They're from Wisconsin, which has great golf unto itself. That's a testament. We heard of another group of older gentlemen. They come up every year for their annual fishing tournament at Craguns. Get ready for their number. These cats have seen a lifetime or two. They've been going for, I think the sales lady told us, Carrie, 61 years, I believe, if memory is correct. Maybe it's 41. Even if it's 31. Even if it was 21. That tells you everything. You know, when you play a golf course, you play it and you go, okay, played it, nice, bucket lift, check it off. Or do you play a golf course and go, I got to get back out there again. I got to get out there again and test it. That one hole ate me up, man. Why did I take driver out? I knew to use the hybrid. Or the one hole where you know, like my buddy Steve Pike, we shamed him into going for it. If I can tell you a golf story. So my new buddy Steve Pike, he's about 147 out from the green, but there was this massive bunker guarding the front of the elevated green. And, you know, he was going to bail right. And I'm like, come on, man. You didn't come all the way from Miami to bail out. Go for it, Steve. Go for it. And it was hilarious to tell you how friendly everybody up in Minnesota is. The guys on the other green that were putting in, they go, yeah, come on, Steve, go for it. And I'm like, oh, your big mouth again. I'm sorry, guys, I didn't mean to be so loud. They're like, no, we want to see Steve go for it. Now, how often do you get that in a golf course in a big city? L.A., Chicago, Cleveland, man. Don't even get me started on playing golf at a Cleveland Metro Park golf course. People threaten to shoot you if you're not paying fast enough. Cleveland, fun. And Steve went for it and was a heck of a golf shot. But again, the testimony to me is you play a golf course, you're like, okay, did that, done that, moving on. Not the golf here in Brainerd, Minnesota at the Craguns Golf Resort. Both courses, which we're going to get into here in a little bit. I'm almost out of time for this segment. But there's so much there. There's two 18s. There is the Lehman 18, Tom Lehman design. We're going to talk about that. And the Dutch 18. Dutch Cragun, hence the Dutch 18. Dutch's father began the entire Craguns Golf Resort back in the 1920s or 30s, I believe. And it's a family-run business. And they've grown through the years. Man, they are in a supersonic growth period these days. As I mentioned, adding golf holes. They have the PGA Americas Tour coming up. I believe it's next week. Golfers coming in from all over the world to Brainerd, to Craguns Resort. That should tell you a lot right there about the pedigree of Craguns. I mean, the tour doesn't, say, hey, we're going to have a golf tournament at the Altoona Elks Club. Yeah, the Altoona Elks Club. That'll work. No disparagement to the actual Altoona Elks Club. Disclaimer, if there is such a golf course. Cease and desist talking about the Altoona Golf Elks course like that. You know what? If I did, I'll come up there and buy you a round of Harvey Wall bangers.